As 100 people hit the ground running, scavenging for supplies, a powerful force slowly pushes them, forcing their hand in a split-second decision to save their lives, but not without putting them into the spotlight of danger. They're forced to compete with one another for their freedom as they are pit against one another. Unknowingly to them, the clock is ticking to a certain demise. That is, until one comes out victorious. Fortnite, Apex Legends, Pubg, and Fall Guys all share a common element, which many might jump to say is, they're all battle royales. But besides the genre they all fall in, there's one other thing that they all share, and that comes in their storytelling. Alright. Now before you click off this page, let me explain myself a little bit. Battle Royales started off as giant multiplayer games, where the only story was the ones you made during your matches. But I had an experience recently that made me realize that all of these games share another aspect, their storytelling, and I wanted to explain what I've come to notice. Battle Royales are similar to other games when it comes to storytelling, but that doesn't make them a carbon copy from one game to another. Recently, I've been playing Apex Legends with family and friends alike, and with the newest season releasing, we loaded up the game to have a cinematic thrown in front of us showing the newest edition. And while we were all watching the cinematic, I started to think about how these games execute the stories they plan out for these games. For those who somehow don't know what a Battle Royale is, first off, congratulations, you've avoided society for the past 4 years. Nonetheless, let's go over it real quickly. These games are typically a multiplayer showdown. Up to 100 players all go head-to-head in a fight against one another, as a circle or timer forces players to engage with one another, in battles to eliminate each other. Until only one stands left and is crowned the victor. Simple enough, right? Now I love Battle Royales. Having played thousands of hours across them, and even getting an offer to play professionally, I was constantly trying to find new info or strategies I could apply to them. And a lot of news came from cinematics and trailers, showcasing different additions or changes being made to the game, while also weaving parts of the story of each season throughout the trailers and alternative mediums. You see, there's an atypical gameplay dynamic from shooters of yesteryear. These games don't necessarily plop you into a story mode to convey the ideas the writers wanted to tell. They had to get clever. Let's start off with the most recognizable one, Fortnite. I played Fortnite for a long while, and one of the coolest ways they handled the story was through cinematics and even an ARG. For the uninitiated, an ARG is an alternate reality game, in which players have to search and uncover bits of the story through things like a real-life point of interest that looked as though it was pulled directly out of the game and put into our world, leading many to a desert out in the middle of California to find a replica statue of the Durr Burger. ARGs are an amazing way to help promote the games, while also telling a story through alternative methods, such as having to use spectrograms or find hidden information in audio files of Fortnite's rocket launch event, or getting business cards from an agent working at a Durr site in California containing a phone number that led inquisitive players through a rabbit hole of different clues and hints to the newest season at the time, all the while acting as though this was completely normal, while staying in character and within the world of the game. Fortnite told their story with a mixture of clues and hints both in-game and out, giving players the ability to come together to uncover the different parts of the story Epic were trying to create around Fortnite. Fortnite used all the tools they had access to in order to tell their story of an interdimensional rifts throughout worlds, in a giant purple cube filled with mysterious energy that the community quickly named Kevin. And although Kevin might be gone, he still lives within our hearts in the Fortnite community. ARGs are an amazing use of storytelling for games that create a sense of excitement of what will come next, as more of the story unfolds and is found through the community coming together to uncover the mystery surrounding it. Fortnite got it right with that one. But what about other battle royales? Apex Legends just kicked off their newest season, introducing a new legend and a spin on the original map with a new redesign. This newest season introduced Fuse, a demolitionist from the planet Salvo with a knack for anything that goes boom. Respawn uses a slightly different approach to storytelling though, both animated cinematics and trailers giving a deeper look at the characters of Apex with animated shorts called Stories from the Outlands, showcasing what happens outside of the ring and the stories of how characters like Octane's origins are coming back to haunt him, or how Fuse has literally died before, but not once, but twice, all the while explaining just how he got that dope-ass robotic arm. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a robotic arm like his, although I could do without the unintentional dismemberment if I had to be honest. Multiplayer games used to have a harder time telling the stories of their characters and expanding upon the world without overloading those players. I'm looking at you, Destiny, with your triumphs and various different grimoire entries. I want to experience a story, not deduce a senior thesis for Pete's sake. The characters all have unique backstories behind them, and much like a ragtag group of business and badasses, they're all complex characters, each with their own story to tell. And although it doesn't seem like they have much of a way to tell these stories, small parts of them begin to rear their heads throughout cinematics and the locales of their respective games. Multiplayer games give the ability to do more than just tell a story throughout the medium of games. They allow the communities to come together to find the parts hidden throughout different mediums, and piece these stories together as a community, all the while speculating what could happen next or what character people can look forward to appearing in the game from the lore. These games give a community a unifying force behind them that pushes the players and communities to uncover what could happen next, all the while giving players more of a background on just who exactly they're playing beyond their biographies' short introductions. You have what at first glance seems like a joke character of a living banana peel and his story of being eaten by his acquaintance, to the story of an adrenaline-fueled son of a pharmaceutical CEO who decided to launch himself into a battle arena with a grenade, leaving himself with damage that led to his legs being replaced with bionic ones. Apex definitely has a pattern with characters losing limbs only for them to be replaced with souped up bionic versions like a wannabe $6 million man. I can't really blame them though. It's pretty badass and definitely gives a sense of who or why these characters joined into the arenas. Battle Royales use the resources outside of their games to expand upon their stories, and give players something they can read up on and get invested in with their fan base. Games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Pubg all use their cinematics to give context to the events, and explain just what led the characters to take the leap into what can only be described as an uninterrupted 24/7 blood sport. These stories are easier to follow than games like Kingdom Hearts that require a PhD in creative writing just to understand what the hell is going on. What the fuck is a Xehanort anyways, and why is everyone bugging every time this dude's name is brought up? All joking aside, these alternative ways of storytelling give a flexibility to the writers, allowing them to pursue different avenues to tell their stories, all the while allowing the characters to adapt and grow in the background while keeping the gameplay side of things separate to an extent, allowing both to work in harmony with one another to create something that feels special for the community. By leveraging that split between both sides of storytelling in games to grow alongside the communities, to create something that would be hard to recreate in most other genres or mediums. We're given the opportunities to create stories of our battles with one another, of the insane play where you got the rando's banner and snuck through the storm to bring the team victory, while also having these overarching stories of characters and why they are participating in these events that everyone can join together in excitement for. Battle Royales aren't just the stories the players have between one another, but rather a living story that can grow with the players, giving something that anyone interested in the game can experience, and that is unlike anything any other genre can offer, all the while being accessible to many. Seriously though, Respawn, if you ever want to give someone bionic limbs, give me a call. Thank you for watching this video. I am super happy that I got to talk about storytelling in Battle Royales. I appreciate all the support on last video, and I am glad to see. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, peace out.